Good day, everybody. Happy Monday. Are you ready to get inspired? Well, you guys know I love to inspire, and this is Desire to Inspire, my live broadcast. And I have a special guest today. And we're so aligned on some things that it just blows me away because I did a challenge with him, and I'm going to challenge you to do the challenge with him because he really is creative and he knows how to connect and he'll get you clearer personally and professionally. So, I'm a soul alchemist. And what does that mean? Well, it's the process of transmuting that linear conditioning that we have that kind of keeps getting you to hit that brick wall. You know what I'm talking about? All those old beliefs that limit your potential and get you into your authentic soul connection, your power and purpose. So today, my special guest is also going to help you do that, going from living unconsciously to a more conscious life, okay? A more conscious business, perhaps, and become more aware of the miracles that are actually right in front of you once you shift your thought process. So, I want to tell you a little bit about Sean. Sean Stewart. Wow. Who would have known that I would have a rapper on here? Those of you that know me know I don't really like rapping, but Sean is so amazing. Not only is he a business coach and the author of a book called Focus, but he has been mentoring coaches, holistic practitioners, and heart centered service providers to attract more ideal clients. And I really think that's why I connected with him. He trained with Tony Robbins, one of the masters out there in coaching. He's been on Fox News and so many other places. And he's getting ready to do a live event in California, which he's going to tell you more about. And a lot of you know that I just saw Les Brown. Well, guess what? He's going to have Les Brown at his event. So I'm really excited to bring on Sean Douglas Stewart this morning to get you rocking and rapping. So let me bring him on. Good morning, Sean. How are you?
I'm excellent. So excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you. The group out there knows that I also do coaching and motivation. Why would I do something with you? Well, Sean just offered a 5-day visibility challenge. And I have to tell you, the way that he worded things, the questions he asked really got me so super motivated. So I'm really excited, Sean, for you to do the same for our audience today. But I have to know, how did you go from being a conscious rapper to a business entrepreneur and coach?
Yeah, it's such a great question. I mean, the fact is that I was always interested in transforming lives. So all my lyrics as a performer and an artist were always, originally I was a spoken word poet. So I was like crafting poems that were always about transformation. And I was into, Wayne Dyer and Deepak Chopra, Marianne Williamson from a young age. So I was just obsessed with like self-help and personal growth. And so I poured that into my music. And then once I got to a point in my life in which there was something deeper calling me, a way in which I wanted to just go beyond just lyrics, saying, things and getting into really working with people individually and in groups to create transformation in their lives. I wanted to have that experience of knowing that I caused results for people. So I went on a journey to really study under Tony Robbins and build a coaching business. And that was really where everything kind of came together for me, where I started to find my flow, find my mission, my purpose. And then years later, I started to integrate the music back in. And that's what's really become cool, is to find that, all of our parts can actually find a way back to center. And that's one of the biggest messages that I'm all about. And so it's really exciting because I feel like I'm called to share that message and help others and do similar things.
Oh, you do it well, I have to tell you. So what did you stumble upon that brought this idea to fruition and created this art, into your business? Because, you're a poet, you're a writer, you're a wordsmith, you're a rapper. What changed in your life to make that happen? We all have a story. I want to know yours.
Yeah. Well, what happened to me is that I always wanted to stand out. I always felt like I was meant for the spotlight, and not from an ego place. Like if you give me a microphone and put like me in front of a crowd, and I've done shows, in front of hundreds and hundreds of audiences, where I just light up. You just give me that moment because it's almost like I was born for that. And I basically was invisible in my business. So here I was, this guy who was trying to, stand out and have a platform. But the reality was I kept hitting my head against the wall that I was always this uphill battle. Like it was hard for me to grow my list, hard for me to get people to notice me, always like working hard, studying from mentors, learning the systems, applying systems. I'm not a dabbler. I'm a finisher of projects. I used to be, as a creative, somebody who just followed shiny objects and dabbled, but I became like a finisher. And here I was working my butt off and feeling like no matter what I did, I couldn't get noticed. And so it got to the point where there was this thing inside knowing that something was off. I remember having a conversation with this woman at one point, and it was clear to me that I wanted to bring creativity in, and that I had this, background as successfully, doing art, and actually have a background too. My dad's an Academy nominated screenwriter of big Hollywood films. So I kind of came from this very creative background. So it's like that part of me was non-existent. And so it got to a point, and I think this is one of the things why I want to help people, because I got to a point where it was like I was forced to face the truth. Either I was going to give up my business because not only was it not working in terms of the visibility, but I was also not happy, and I was showing up and feeling like it was dredge work to have to. Clients weren't the right fit, and everything was heavy, and all this energy, just exhausting, made me feel like I wanted to go back to just get a job, even though that was just horrible too. So kind of trapped in that place. And I had this moment where I had this 3-day live event coming up. And basically I had to make a decision because I had all this money invested. Was I going to do it on the thing I've been teaching, which was about sales, and the thing that kind of made me invisible? Even though I had clients, I sounded like a lot of other people in the industry. Or was I going to do it on what I really wanted, which was to bridge my music into the business concept in a way that had never done before? And that would cause me to have to innovate. It would cause me to have to come up with something that no mentor could teach me, because I had to make it myself. And it actually, what it did is it reignited the creativity inside of me. And I realized, because I've been taught, like many entrepreneurs, if you study, from people like Tony Robbins, you study the concept of modeling your mentors. You're taught to basically follow the templates and follow the systems. And they're great, and there's a lot of great systems. But basically, I had to realize that had become a crutch. Now I was sort of like an employee going to work and punching a clock and basically knowing you're going to get this regular paycheck. I was going into, my business from a place of having to follow the mentor's models. Otherwise, I was afraid I wasn't going to get the response to things. But the reality was it wasn't getting me the response to follow them. So when I finally decided to innovate and say, I've got to invent something here, and I bridged my music, my spoken word into my business, and not just the fact that I rap from a live like this, or I could rap from stages, or I can bring hip hop to my clients in a way that they could, not just that, the way that I could bring the metaphor of it, the way that I could bring the energy, the way that I could change, wear the clothes I would wear to representing who I really am, the authenticity that came in. Once I started to really bridge what I call my X factor, which is, basically conscious rapping, into my business, I came alive, and I started to get clear on what my true message was. My message elevated from helping people get clients and make money to helping people turn their message into a movement. And I started realizing how many other coaches also feel invisible and feel like their message is not getting out to the people they wanted to. And the fact is that they similarly are modeling other people, and they have some gifts inside they need to bring out. And when they do, they're going to stand out. And then it just all came full circle. It was kind of like the David statue, where this thing that I was meant to do finally sort of crystallized. And I was like, this isn't just an idea that I came up with. This is something that's wanting to come through me. I'm a vessel. I just need to listen to it. And so that's really where I am. I come from this very inspired place, because like, I'm not doing this from this place of like the mind. This is coming from like my soul. So now I'm just really committed to helping people. And that's what my live event is about. That's what this 5-day visibility challenge, everything is about, helping people bridge their X factor into their business so they can stand out.
Well, I love it. And I resonate with all of that, being a soul purpose coach, and one of the things to tell the audience about, doing that challenge, some of the things you're talking about, they were thought-provoking questions where, like you're saying, everybody seems to be following templates, and we're not getting where we want. And I got so much clearer on my message. And even though I know visibility is important, and I've done that in the past, it sparked another interest in me and an inspiration based on the way that you presented the material that I've not seen in other places exactly like you've done it. So first, I want to thank you. And you guys, out there listening, Sean does have a special gift, and he is coming from that deep place in his soul, like a lot of us want to, but we're not sure how to get there. So, I want to find out what inspires you, Sean, because when you were doing that challenge with us, man, I'd get your emails, I'd see your videos, your posts, and I was watching also how the group was getting inspired because of you. But where do you get your inspiration?
I get my inspiration from, that's a great question. I think to me, there's always been this fire in me that knows that life is this beautiful gift that I'm really kind of like, there's a path that is meant for me to be on. Like, one of the biggest things for me, like my vision, is helping people to actualize their greatest life visions. My thing has to be that if I don't live up to my potential, or I believe potential is kind of not a stuck place, but like live into the highest potential I can create in my life, then I'm not being the role model for the people I'm here to serve. So my life is this constant thing of like stepping up. It's a constant thing of saying like, there's more I can do. Like, I'm bigger than this, or I can break through this. And like all the challenges that emerge, which do emerge, I am unstoppable in the face of them, even though I go through sometimes like stuff that I think most people would really want to turn. I want to turn away from too. I want to go the easier route, but I've gotten so used to becoming somebody who lives on the edge that other side of the edge, like when you do something that was scary and you get to the other side, it's like this whole new version of you emerges. This whole new energy gets to come out. And so I'm just like, what the inspiration is that I keep hitting these new levels of difficulty and then breakthrough. And then it's like, oh my gosh, like I'm even more on point, more inspired, more aligned than ever before, simply because I just didn't stop in the face of them. The challenges rise and I rise to them. That's where it is for me. It's like just this constant, beautiful unraveling of what I'm here to do.
I love that. I love that. One of the challenges that really helped me, and I know it did for others too, is when you had us do a video about I don't, dot, 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 dot. It was so empowering to really step up into our truth, and tell people what we won't do anymore and why, so that we're not afraid of what other people think. How did you come up with that? Or did you have a coach that had you do that? Or, what was the process in thinking about that exercise? Because it's powerful.
Yeah, it's a great question. So first of all, just so everybody understands what the exercise was, it was do a video that says why I don't blank. And the blank represented an activity that is common, like why I don't recommend exercising regularly. Like if everybody says, why I don't say, why I don't believe in diets, right? So the whole idea is to be contrarian and to have a polarizing message. And so where it originally arrived for me is the fact, going back to when I made kind of the breakthrough of bringing in my art in, I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed of the rapper. I didn't think it was acceptable to bring the rapper to my coaching clients because I wanted to present a certain like business thing, right? And that was where the mask was. That's what made it heavy for me in a lot in my business, and that's what led me to want to break, to end and go get a job. So when I started to bring the rapper in, I realized that it took guts. Like it took me being able to say some of my current clients and some of the people that know me, they're not going to like it because they haven't seen this side. And what happened was I put some posts up, this was a few years ago, and I really stood in this message of the rapper, and I had some photos that represented it. And there was a lot of pushback, and it was one of the most engaged posts I ever had, because I stated a strong message, and I had a lot of people that didn't like it, and I had a lot of people that loved it. And it was really interesting. For the first time, I was like unapologetic in my messaging, and it was uncomfortable. I was like sitting there with like people not liking what I'm doing, and similarly having people be like, go, go, go. Like we're all team Sean. And that's when I started realizing that there's the spectrum, right? There's the people pleasing side of things. And as a healer, which I would say I am at the center, and somebody who's heart centered, as you brought up, people pleasing is sort of something I've been doing my whole life, and it's not something I'm proud of, but it's a fact that I have. And then there's this other side of it where, you can be pushy. Like if you look at the spectrum, people please to pushy, right? And then it's like, well, what is that middle ground? What is that space where like you're really in the center? And that's where you're polarizing. And so I really got clear on that spectrum and realized that polarizing place is where your success lives. And we have to move out of being, you know, vanilla with our messages, step into being, you know, whatever we are, you know, fly our freak flag, be Rocky Road, be whatever. Like we got to find that place. So that's where that idea emerged from. And then I did have a mentor who had introduced me to that template to be straightforward, that why I don't think. And I thought that was just such a simple way to help people access this idea of polarization.
Well, Sean, you're actually inspiring a lot of people. We got a lot of comments on here. People are loving what you're saying. They're telling you hello. People that have taken the challenge have said they love your challenge and how it set things aside. Would you rock your gift for us right now and do a rap?
Absolutely. Every single day, trying to find a simple way to get his life into the place where he can make a bigger play. Many times he's seen the light, other times he's seen the fright. Up and down, stuff is wild. He wonders, will he find his way? Never was an easy path following the dreams he had, but something called him onto this. Said that he would find his bliss if he started listening to something that was deeper. He could feel the energy beneath his feet when the beat dropped, and each thought he thought became a new resource, a lyric he could plant inside a song when he freestyle. And each time he saw himself in his mind's eye, he's rocking out stadiums, not afraid of the spotlight. The time has come for all of us to see the new vision no more. Living life in fear, in a shadow and hidden no more. Holding back the tear because it's safer to fit in. It's time to rock your gift, rising up to your mission. Come on.
Wow, I think I got to start being. That was so amazing. Everybody is over there. Yeah, they're clapping. They're sending you hearts and stars.
Nice.
That really was. Oh God. And you know, it's funny because I'm not a rapper fan, but I'm an inspiration fan, and that's what you do with your rapping. And I really, really resonated.
I love that distinction. I just want to say something about that because, you know, I've got this event, Rock Your Gift. We'll talk about it in a little bit. It's coming up October 6th through 8 with Les Brown. And, you know, I bill it as the first conscious hip hop concert meets transformational business seminar because I wanted to say something that gets people to go, the what, right? Because this is about innovation and I'm stepping into an amazing, you know, unique space. And it's about a lot more. But the thing is that I really want people to get who get immediately turned off by hip hop or rapping that, like you said, it's about inspiration. And if you did get inspired from that, I promise you that there's only going to be more of that. And, you know, also, just to kind of clarify, while it is the first conscious hip hop concert meets transformational business seminar, it's really all about helping you to identify what your X factor is. And I'm just modeling that. So if you want to experience somebody modeling what it looks like to stand out as a unique leader in their space by merging their gifts or their creative gifts into their business, that's what it's about showing you that you can do that too. And also for you to experience something groundbreaking. So we'll talk more about that in a little bit.
Marianne just said, such freedom and high energy. She loved that. And another girl goes, Cindy says, I'm a hip hop rap fan. This is inspirational.
Yes.
A big part of this is shifting our mindset, isn't it? And that's for me too. You know, it's like, normally I'd say rapper, I don't know, you know, but I just, hey, let's open to this. Let's see where this goes. What's going to bring me? And then to feel your inspiration through your words and your poetry is amazing. So what can you tell our audience about the importance of shifting mindset?
I mean, it's really everything because I was in my way for a long time. I really was. I was coming from that place of imposter syndrome. Right. And that's so common. Like, who am I to? And even after being, you know, working with hundreds of clients and doing this for years and sharing stages with, some of the biggest names in the industry, I still had that, you know, who am I stuff. And it was really, really getting in the way. And so I think whatever we can do to get to that shift where we can fully own that we deserve to be here, that we have a right to really stand on stage or stand on our platform and share the message that we're here to share, and that, you know, we need to really own we need to own our best self and step into that and trust that there's a lot of people that need what we're here to share. And so the mindset piece to me is this idea of like imposter, who am I to? Breaking through that to me is like central because no one's going to believe you unless you believe you, right? So really getting to that place of owning yourself. And then the other thing is to really understand, like, a lot of people feel like, they hit setbacks, and those setbacks then define them. Like you hit a setback, and it reminds you of yourself, a part of you don't like. Like I used to say, like, oh, I really am a loser. I really am this thing. Like this setback basically reminded me of this pattern that was repeating. And I said to myself, oh, that confirms it's true, right? So I made the meaning that this setback made my negative kind of self-image accurate. And that is really the thing that needs to shift, because we have to instead make the meaning out of it that this challenge is asking us to rise up and step into the higher version of who we're here to be, and to own that, and to realize that every time you're on the verge of going back into the I'm the loser, I'm a nobody, or whatever your limiting belief is, that it's an opportunity actually for you to step into and break through that and go, no, actually, I'm the SHIT, as I would say it. Like I got this, right? Like I am meant for greatness, like really owning that. And just realize that as a leader, those challenges are put in place for you to step into the best version of you. So that's where I go with mine. I get really excited from that champion energy.
I can feel it right through here. The vibes are strong. So a lot of people are watching, my followers, they're either healing arts professionals or they're very creative beings. And I could imagine that they're probably thinking, hey, Sean, how do we monetize this? How do we take our gift and be able to make a really good living to survive and inspire others with those gifts? So can you tell them a little bit more about, what you've got planned to do that?
Yeah, so I love to really come from the center of my mission. And the center of my mission is this X Factor conversation, because this is the thing that changes. Like, I always look at what's the lever point. The lever point means, like, what's the one thing? Like, there's a book called The One Thing many of you guys might know about, right? And what's the one thing that when you do changes everything? And so to me, the X Factor thing is that lever point, because once you bring in, like, just so people understand it, once you bring in the thing that takes you to flow state, which for me is freestyle rapping, and for you might be gardening, or for someone else might be playing with their kids, whatever it is, right? When you bring that idea into your business, think about it. You then don't need your business to be like, okay, now I get off work and go do the thing I want. Well, the thing you want is integrated in, so it pops your energy open and it causes you to become this unique force. So I just wanted to make sure that's clear. But to answer your question, what I do is really help people build solid business success systems. Like, that's the thing that I do. And so what I mean by that is, yes, it's about the X factor, but it's also about identifying really clearly, and you got this from the first exercise in the challenge, this simple statement that I call the standout statement, which crystallizes your business into one sentence. So you know who your ideal client is, you know what the problem is that you solve for them, that you know the solution that they seek, and the aspiration that they're trying to get. Now you have actually a roadmap of the transformation. So in other words, you know where your client starts, and you now know where they get to at the end of your program. This becomes the backbone of your one-on-one process, right? But it also becomes the master system for your various programs. And then from there, it becomes leveraging to create group programs, etc., so that you can now raise your one-on-one prices up high. Imagine this, just to make it really simple. If you always had an offer available anytime you were on a phone with a prospective client that was high ticket but was leveraged and was always open, think about that for a second. A lot of times when people get on strategy sessions or discovery calls, they basically have a one-on-one offer, or that maybe they're launching something that's coming up in 3 weeks. And it's kind of like this thing of like, all right, I got to do this one-on-one, but also it makes your one-on-one less valuable because it's kind of the only thing available. So what I like to do is help people create a leveraged of their business model, and then they can sell a rolling group program. It's always open. And it's high ticket, but here's the thing. It's actually more valuable for your customers than one-on-one. It's mind-blowing. What if a group program was more valuable? Most people are used to group programs being actually less valuable because you're just the number and you're following a system. But I built a system that allows you to create and replicate the experience of one-on-one in a group setting and cause people to actually want to be more in the group than one-on-one. So you can raise your group pricing and your one-on-one. So I'm giving you a lot of the background of how I help my clients. We really create a way for you to help a lot of people, but not make it take a lot of time. So I'm all about a lifestyle, so that then you can do the stuff you want to do and not have your business be the only thing. Because like me, I've got a music video that I'm doing. I have, my family, I've got 2 little boys. So it's all about how do we create impact and create lifestyle. So that's kind of the deeper stuff that we'll get into the Rock Your Gift beyond just the X Factor conversation. So it's pretty cool.
Great. So for those of you that just joined us, this is Sean Stewart. He's a business coach and author, a rapper, a creative being, and he loves mentoring and helping those of you that have a heart-centered business or holistic practitioners. Sean has actually been featured as an expert on NBC News, Fox News, and in the New York Times, and he's got over 15 years experience as a public speaker. And boy, he's already inspiring you gals and guys out there. So this is really exciting. Sean, you got a bunch of people really, really happy that what you're sharing here.
Good.
So they find it informative and inspiration, and they're sending you all sorts of hearts and love and everything else. So tell us a little bit about your next upcoming event so we can get them keyed into that and how we can do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So Rock Your Gift is happening October 6th through 8th in Marina Del Rey, California, beautiful location. And we have the great Les Brown who's going to be speaking on how to use master storytelling as a speaker. And the thing about Les is we become close, and he really wants to get in there with, like, personally with the people there and really work with them. He has this process to help them fill out your story. And we're going to also be, really helping you to identify what makes you unique. How do you stand out? How do you create platform? Like, in 2 years, I've been able to rise up in terms of visibility, in terms of success, financially, in terms of my list growth, more than I did in the first 8 years. It's all because of this transformation that we've been talking about in this thing. And I want to help you shortcut that pathway. Now, the biggest thing to me is not necessarily about like, hey, you want to be front and center and be visible. A lot of people, that's not the thing for them. They want to be visible because they want to get that message out to more people. You want to help more people. And it's challenging because you might feel like there's a lot of other people doing what you do, or you're not into, like, marketing, or, you're not big on sales. Like, there's a bunch of, like, blocks that people have. And so what I really want to do is help people to get that message into more people that they're meant to serve. And the best way to do that is to figure out what is your X factor, and then to help you to basically get now that X factor externalized. What are the different platforms that you resonate with that you can, is it online? Is it offline? We're going to be talking about how to create events, workshops, webinars, how to create media platform. We're going to actually have a TV channel called Rock Your Gift TV. We'll be interviewing you straight up on Roku TV, like all out to millions of people. We have the ability to help you get your message out in various platforms. We've got great experts that are going to be coming, sharing about that. And the whole point of this event is to go from, let's say you don't have a huge following right now, and you are just at this point where you're like, I don't know how to make this happen. I want to help you shortcut that path so you can go from I have no following to you can create a massive platform in a short period of time. And beyond that, I really want to help you step into your power, which is at the center of all of this, is really stepping into that unapologetic version of you that moves out of people pleasing in your marketing or in your life and moves into, this is who I am, this is what I stand for. I'm sorry if you don't like it because I am about to rock my gift, right? So that's what it's really all about. And we do have a limited amount of tickets available, and I know we have a special that we're doing just for you, Gloria. So, do you want to mention how they can find out about that?
Yeah, actually, everybody, if you're interested in this event, and thank you, Marianne, for putting the dates up there. I'm actually going to post the links down below that Sean has given me so that you can go and register. And Sean, what is the pricing on this event?
Right. So right now it's at early bird just for one more week. So it's $197 at early bird, but we are offering an $100 off that. So you just get a $97 ticket using the link that I have given you, Gloria. So if you guys are interested, and again, once it goes past the early bird, it goes up significantly. So it's going to be a great op for you to basically get this thing at complete cost. And obviously you have travel probably, and there's some things to consider. But what I really want you to say is, if you felt inspired by this, the question is like, how much is there for you to gain by being at this event? How much transformation, how valuable can it be for you in your future to be connected with some of the leaders that'll be there, creating joint venture partnerships, as well as networking with great people and learning some of the things that I shared earlier. So check it out and join us, and I'd love to have you guys.
You know, and that is so important, everybody, because I know every time I stretch my comfort zone and I don't make excuses why I can't do something and I go to these type of events, I'm always meeting people that are influential in my life. And they're also helping me besides how I can help them, like Sean today, right? So if you have the opportunity, don't make the excuses, okay? I'm not an excuse gal. I say yes. And I know I've got some friends down here that say yes. So if you're interested, say yes. I'll get the link down there and share it with you as soon as I get off here. But the thing is, people like Sean, people like Les Brown, people that are going to be in that audience, they're all going to lift you up. They're all going to inspire you. And you're going to walk away with motivation, and you're going to walk away with ideas, and you're going to walk away with a connection that is going to help you rise up, because all you have to do is say hello to somebody, and you just never know where it's going to lead. And that's happened to me so many times, Sean. It just happened to me. I was actually just in California at another event where Les Brown was. And I actually went up to him because God told me to go and give him a healing on his heart. And I listened to that, and I went. And then I turned around, and right in front of me was another influential person that now is helping me get on stage. So, guys, you never know who you're going to meet out there. You never know what's going to happen for you. So if you can make Sean's event, rock your gift in Marina del Rey on October 6th and 8th, then take the opportunity. I mean, $97, seriously, that's amazing, Sean. Really amazing.
And the other thing too is that it's going to be really entertaining. Like that's the thing I bring is like, so I think, what it's like so boring to me is the old seminar model. I don't know if anybody else felt that. It was like, oh, hey, another speaker, we're not doing a pitch fest. We're not doing any of that. We're really bringing you a transformation, but we're bringing it through multimedia, and we're bringing it through music, and we're bringing it through really kind of next level training. So, experience the revolution. I'm really trying to pioneer something here where I think we all have to raise up the standard of what we're doing, because, they're just like, going back to the model in your mentors, we've seen it and done it. It's time for a new voice. It's time for a new message. And it's time for a new experience. And that's what Rock Your Gift is. I'd love for you to experience that first time.
Yeah, and I like the fact that you're bringing in this new energy, because some of the old people, while they have amazing messages, it's stale, and it's the same thing, like you said. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun. So if anybody has questions out there for Sean, and we have a couple more minutes, if you want to drop a line below and ask something, I'm sure Sean wouldn't mind answering that. And I will post the link to this event down below. But Sean, you're amazing. You've got such a high vibe energy and a real soulful connection that I personally appreciate that. And I so want to thank you for everything, not only that you brought here today, but that you brought in those challenges. So I'm wondering, do you have another challenge coming up soon that people can participate in?
I don't have a challenge, but I do have a webinar that I'm doing tomorrow. If some of you want to get even more kind of connected to what I'm doing from home, we also have a link that I've given you for you to join me on my webinar. It's called the Platform 10X Effect, and it's really going to go deeper into this conversation about how to shortcut your path to creating authority. So right now, the challenge is isn't because we're really focused on the live event, but what the Platform 10X Effect, we're just going to go deep into like, how did I make this transformation? What are the 3 things that you need to do in order to really raise your platform up fast? And that's something you can experience from home. So make sure you check that out. It's going to be, we're doing it 2 times. So we have tomorrow, Tuesday, the 27th at 10 a.m. Pacific. We're also doing it on the 30th of September at 2 p.m. Pacific. You'll see both of those options on the registration page when we link it below. So join us for that. And we've got a great group, and it's on a Zoom line. It's live. It's not a recorded thing. Like, I'm going to be right there with you. You can also ask your questions there. So that will be the next step. And also, if you're interested in being a part of the challenge, just let me know. You can private message me. You can reach out to client care at thecreativetrack.com and just let us know, hey, I want to be a part of that, because I'll put you on a waiting list. Make sure my team and I reach out to you when we have the next one set up. Thank you, Gloria.
So a question, the webinar that you just talked about, is there a fee for that, or is that something free for the group? Okay. All right. So you hear that, guys? No excuses. Sean's offering this for free. So we will get the links down below. Please share this information with your friends. Okay. I know in the 5 days that I've been working with Sean already, it has changed so much for me, for personally, for my business, everything, that I had to get him on here and share him with you. Okay.
Thank you so much for doing that. It's so awesome.
Yeah. Sean, what is your website? Is that the creative track
Well,
website?
I would point people just towards the Rock Your Gift website, rockyourgift.com
Okay.
right now. It's just the simplest way for you guys to learn about me. I do have a website that you can find if you look up. It's, to be quite honest with you, needing a little bit of renovation. So I'm not super proud of that one. I got some work to do on that, to be authentic. But
So
rockyourgift.com is ready to go.
okay. I actually got some really valuable information
Okay.
from
I
the
need to
website.
update it.
Yeah. The creativetrack.com,
Yeah. Okay. All right. There it
quite
is.
younger there, but that's okay. But
Website.
I learned a lot about you. That's where I learned that you're so heart-centered in reaching out to holistic practitioners and healers and like-minded, soulful people. So that was really key for me. So
Good. I'm glad you got
it so much. Okay.
that.
Susan wants you to rap one more time. Would you do one last rap?
Yeah. There was a part of things she tried to keep inside her dreams to hide her feelings. Many days she felt the shame, always held herself to blame. But she was just a child then. What happened with her father's friend was something she would keep inside. Many years she died within, stuck inside a cubicle, a slave to someone else's goals, taking all the stuff they throw, always played the lesser role, till the day she heard the call, walked away and left it all, moved into a different town, fell in love and settled down. This is when she built her biz, a healer raising little kids. It seemed like she had hit her stride, but something there was still inside. A part of her she hadn't claimed, a part of her she hadn't named. The only thing left for her was to release the shame. And this is all it took for her to reach the new vision. No more living life in fear, in a shadow and hidden. No more holding back the tears because it's safer to fit. And it's time to rock your gift, rising up to your mission. Let's go.
Woo, I got goosebumps. Hey, how many people felt motivated just then? Yes, down below. Oh my God. This is fabulous, Sean. Thank you so much. Thank you, those of you who have come on to Desire to Inspire. I think you got a little inspiration today. Did you not? Tell us down below. Did you not? And Marianne says, deeply touching my soul. It really does. You know, Sean, I think you just turned me on some soulful rap here.
Right. Changing the paradigm. Your new thing is going to be that I really like conscious rap.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. So they're loving your rap. They're loving you. Let's just flood Sean with some love because he's got a lot to give to this world, and let's help him do that. Okay, by sending your energy out here to him, getting on the webinar. We'll put the link down below, and get out to California and go rock your gift. Okay.
Still
So
got time. Early. Get your plane tickets. Let's see you there.
Yeah, so we're going to put that link. It's only $97 from October 6th to the 8th, okay? And so let's get you there. She loves your content. There's tons of comments coming in. I can't even keep up with them. All right, everybody. Well, have a blessed and inspirational day. Thank you so much, Sean, for coming in. Hang in there for a moment while I say goodbye to Sean and let him go off and inspire the world. So thank you so much again, and we'll see you soon. Okay, everybody, was that not amazing? Like, I'm telling you, just even finding these inspiring speakers that I'm going to keep putting on these shows is shifting and changing just like we are every single moment. So you liked his rap? Yay, Laura. Yes. There's more coming real soon with other speakers. And if you are a motivational and inspirational speaker and you have a message, please get in touch with me, okay? Thank you all. God bless, and we'll see you soon.